Okay, we are getting a little bit of a later start here this morning. A few minutes ago, or up until a few minutes ago, I was down in my workshop, and you know how it is. Sometimes you'll hear a sound or a piece of music or something like that, and it'll bring back nice memories. Well, so can aroma. And I was sawing up some scrap cedar board. I'm making a table to put my cutting mat on. And I was sawing up some scrap cedar, and hooked onto my table saw is a dust collector. And whatever I happen to saw, the aroma completely fills the workshop. And I got this wonderful aroma of cedar. And it really brought back memories to up to 3 years ago, before I started doing the Bismarck. And I guess up until that time I was really gung-ho about woodworking and so on, and my workshop was my life. I don't know, maybe I'll take you down there later on this afternoon and show you what I'm making. Mainly for my friend Jason in the UK, because he commented on the cutting mat. And so, just kind of show you what I was talking about there when I replied back that I'm making a table with folding legs. I don't know if I'm going to get that far today. The day has just started getting started, and I never know, how the day is going to go when I first start out. Now, about this morning's sunrise, it was only marginally better than yesterday. Okay, enough about the weather. There's not going to be a rollback. I did come back to the model table last night, but all I did was repaint the remaining 7 airbags. Oh, one of the viewers mentioned that his Tamiya kits, they want you to paint the airbags deck tan. And I was thinking, that might look pretty good too. But I think that this number 22 gray, is it 22? Oh no, it's 19. This 19 gray, I think that's going to be okay. Anyway, let's get on here and get back into the manual and see what we have to do next. Now, because we are not going to be using the plastic barrels for the main guns, we are done with this first part of step 70. So what is left now in the remaining is we have to get the ladder glued onto 2 of these turrets. And the reason being that it's 2 is because there only is 2 of these ladders. So, I know it does say make 3 over here, and it shows a ladder going on, but there is only 2 ladders, so let's see if we can get them glued on. Okay, these little antennas, or whatever they are, we still have 8 of them. But I've been keeping them on a paper towel here. And I think if I'm smart, I'll put them in a test tube until we actually need them, because they are just so tiny. They're the kind of thing that you could get in your eye and it wouldn't even irritate. Now, I was noticing it appears that some of these are a little bit bent, but I'm pretty sure that we can straighten them out, after they get glued into place. Okay, here's what's happened, besides the fact that my voice seems to be going on me today. I lost one of those ladders. As you can see, I have found it. But I think I had best make up that bib I was talking about. it landed in one of the creases in my pants. And I was looking all over for it, and when I stood up, I heard it hit the floor. I did find it. Good thing my hearing's still working. Anyway, you'll notice they've got one ladder positioned to go on a turret that has the corners cut out of the rangefinder. Now, one of the viewers made an interesting observation. He said that perhaps these corners are cut out like this and different from the other three, because this turret is going to end up having to clear part of the superstructure when it rotates around. And if you notice the way the angle is on this, it is pretty much at the, and the radiuses would be to the center of the turret where it would rotate around. Okay, now it looks like one of these ladders gets attached to this thing right here, and the other ladder would go on one of the other turrets. Unfortunately, I've glued this piece on the wrong one. Now, I don't think it's going to really matter. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one ladder on here and the other ladder on the other one. And that's going to be the end of it. But you notice the way they've got this here? The drawing is not right. It doesn't seem to match up. Like the spacing here, it does not match the spacing here. Not only that, there's no centerpiece. And the ladder, I don't know. I'm just going to have to do whatever I think looks best. I mean, should the ladder go right on top of this thing, or just to the right of it, maybe? I don't think it would be on top of this. Anyway, we'll see once we get it. Once again, I'm going to let gravity be my friend here, and I'm going to have it like this so that we can drop the ladder down on the, you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, better make that bib up. Now, for those of you who like to watch my video when it first uploads, you will have noticed, hey, this doesn't seem to want to fit. Well, maybe it's supposed to hang down a little bit from the bottom. Anyway, you will have noticed that yesterday's episode uploaded late. Well, I don't know what happened there. You don't suppose that perchance I got the wrong ladders, because that's definitely a lot longer than... yeah, it's definitely a lot longer than I would have thought. I would have thought it would have been the same height here, unless it's supposed to stick up, above the top here. Or is it supposed to hang down? See, if it hangs down, I think that the bottom of the ladder is going to be rubbing on the deck. Now, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't, come to think of it. Why don't I just take this turret and stick it on the deck and see how much room we got? Yeah, that makes sense. Now, anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the upload. Yeah, I started uploading it in plenty of time, but no, it's not supposed to go like that. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go to the right of this, whatever this is, like this. The drawing, it's too bad that Trumpeter didn't do a better job of making this clear. I think a person's going to just have to use their own judgment here as to what this way this is supposed to go. Probably like that. I think that I'm having a hard time concentrating. Sorry, folks. Anyway, how about the upload speed? I think I'm going to have to reshoot this. This is terrible. I don't do retakes, though, do I? Yeah, I don't know what happened. When I realized I was going to be late, I checked my uploading speed, and it was right up there. There was nothing wrong at my end. So we came to the conclusion, me and a friend of mine came to the conclusion that perhaps for Halloween, people were doing a lot of uploading video of their kids in their Halloween costumes, and YouTube sort of got plugged up. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? A lot more sense than I've made in the last 2 minutes anyway, that's for sure. Alright, I hope this is not going to turn out to be another fiasco like that last scene that I just took. I think if I put it about right there, it'll be just to the right of this, sort of the way it shows in the diagram. Now, what I'm using right now is the Bob Smith Industries Extra Thin CA. And I'm hoping it's going to just sort of wick its way well, I guess I didn't get enough on the applicator. See, I just assumed not to touch the ladder. Why is it not coming off there? There. Now, oops. Let's straighten this out here. It's trying to glue it glued itself down. Okay. Trying to get it straight here. I'm looking more or less straight down on it. I'm trying to get it parallel to this part right here. I think I more or less got it. Put some up here. Maybe if I held my applicator a little bit differently. Maybe I held it like this. I know people are going to be saying, use a toothpick, use a toothpick. There. Now right at the very top. Once again, you can see it a whole lot better than I can. Alright, that's not coming off. Okay, I've got the other one glued on now too. The only difference is I've got the ladder swung around, so this part is at the top and this one is at the bottom. I was noticing from the drawing, it appears that it is supposed to be this way. Now, nobody's going to notice anyway. Okay, so what do I think of this now? What are my observations? Well, it cures really, really fast. I notice it says insta-cure here. Well, it's not instant, but I would say within 2 or 3 seconds after you apply it, it cures. Now, what I'm doing here is I want to have these so that I can have them right side up and not need to worry about bending my ladder or breaking it off. So I think if I take it like this, and these are just lids off of a milk jug. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, now the ladder's protected and I can still handle this for painting and what have you. You know what? Seems to me that earlier this morning I said something about maybe we go down in the workshop. Let's go do that. Yeah, I want to take a bit of a break from this. I have spent hundreds of hours down here in this basement in my workshop. This was my life before I started making models. Woodworking is actually my first love, and it still sort of is. Anyway, what I was doing this morning was gluing up some scrap lumber to make a frame, you might call it, to go on the bottom of this piece of plywood, which is going to become the top for the cutting board. The cutting board will be, we might as well say, this big. And anyway, that's what I was doing this morning. And I don't know why I brought you down here just now. I just wanted to take a break from the model table. And I don't want to mislead you. It doesn't mean that now we're going to have workshop videos. No, we'll be back up there tomorrow at the model table. The model table right now is right there. If I was to go up about 8 feet, I'd be at my model table. Yeah, and Jason, I was saying I was going to put folding legs on the, well, it's going to, you know, it's going to have one of these things on, picnic table type things. This used to be on another kind of, you know what? This used to be on the bottom of the model table. Yeah. Okay, I knew I'd saved them from something. Okay, yeah, so that's what I was doing. It's funny how a person's interests change. Yeah, I had thought that I would be down here for the rest of my life and not want to do anything else. But, you know, people change. And this workshop, you can't see behind you there. There's almost that much again behind you of all kinds of stuff that I don't need, but thought I needed. Yeah, oh, and Tennessee Jim, I don't know if you can see it, but have a good laugh. Yeah, that's a private joke. We might come down here when it comes to doing the sprue pen. We'll be turning it on a lathe that's way over on the other end there. Well, another thing I should make clear is that right now you got the wide angle lens going on. It's not as big as it looks. Mind you, it is pretty nice. It's like I say, it's my dream workshop. I don't know why I'm not making a whole lot of sense here today. I'm having a hard time concentrating. Maybe too much coffee or not enough coffee, one of the two. Anyway, I'm just going to work away at the table for the rest of this afternoon. And we'll see you tomorrow back up at the model table. Thanks for watching.